All right, keep our back straight, our neck straight, roll our eye, inhale and exhale to the nose. You count one, inhale and exhale to the nose, you count two, keep going. If you see your monkey mind, let's stop, go back to your inhale and exhale. If you lose track of your counting, stop at one hand. 1, 2, 3. Close our eye and sit still. Okay, all right, thank you. All right. So we continue on our study. Okay. So last time we we also review about the common cause of the depression. We already learned about the sign and the symptom, and now we also I think we already done with the social media. We know about that. And tell me, when for the chronic the illness, why that cause the depression?
Because chronic illness, it means that you're always sick. You always have some kind of sickness. So if you're always feeling bad and sick, then it's gonna be easy to fall into depression because you're always feeling bad and not good.
Okay, that make us become sad and feeling depressed. Yeah, that's good. So and also the chronic the illness also if the remember we learned about the genetic, right? The genetic is the by cell. It's not the gene. It's not the they know something called the depressed gene, but the genetic disease can cause the depression. Is similar to the chronic illness. It's similar in a similar way. With Serena. Serena, are you there, girl?
Yeah.
Okay, turn on your webcam, girl. Thank you. Oh, you don't have a webcam? Okay, thank you. Okay, why RIP is give us the depression, girl?
What? What gives us what?
RIP.
Grief?
Uh,
I guess.
why they give us the depression?
I guess the grief of losing someone. Maybe it could have been like we thought it was ourselves who did it, and I mean, I guess if they were very close to you, this would affect your mental health, and it cause you to go into a bad state of mind, and that could lead to depression. If they're very close to you, grief could lead to it.
Yeah. Remember we learned about, we watched the video about the holding the glass of water, right? Did we watch that video? Okay. So the more we holding on the grief, the more depression we will get. So the longer we hold it, that will make us go into the depression. That's why it, yes, I think in life, right? think up and down is normal. But yes, we allow ourselves to be sad. That's okay. But try not to attach emotionally attached to it. It's not a good idea. Let go the emotion. And that's how we can be free from suffering, free from depression. So, and later on, we will learn about 16 different type of cognitive distortion. This is 16 different type of error thinking. Okay, then I will show how to change that thing. Okay, personality. Let's see. Kevin, 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 are you there? Kevin, Victor. Aaron, Aaron. Hmm. Are you
You
there?
talking to me?
Yes. Why personality cause her to be depressed?
Sorry.
Why the personality cause her to be depressed? Why was that? Oh, what happened to him? He disconnected?
Oh, sorry. Well, personality. Well, like if you have like a, mm, I don't know. It's kind of like hard to explain. Like, I guess if you have like a bad personality or something, like
Hmm.
like people won't like you, and then later on you can become depressed from that.
Hmm.
And
Okay. Emmy, can you give me a good example of personality that causes the depression?
So somebody that's always angry or thinking the world's against them is going to cause depression. And then if you had some kind of traumatic experience and then you always are thinking about it, and so you're always sad, and then you'll just have a sad personality trait, and that would cause depression too.
Hmm. What about the one who have addiction? Did that cause her personality?
That changes their personality.
No,
That
addiction, right? Addiction.
yeah, so that I think that's not a personality trait. Well, they say it can be in your genes, but it will change your personality. The addiction will, because you'll want whatever you're addicted to so bad that you'll forget about everything else and let everything else go to the wayside. So even if you were a happy person to begin with, if you get addicted to some kind of drug or alcohol, or even like you've talked about before, video games, then if you're not doing that particular thing, then you're going to be upset. And even if you're actually involved in it, you're not going to be your normal happy person. You're just going to be kind of stale. So it changes your personality.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. So basically, we learn this thing here, and this one right here, the brain chemistry. That is the one that's imbalance when we have any kind of mental disorder, and all this thing here, it's come from our thinking. Okay, our cognitive. If we have the cognitive distortion, that means the negative thinking, all this thing will appear. But when we change it, that eventually all this thing will disappear. Because we learned about last week, right? We watched the video about rat park experiment. That means they using the rat to a study about the addiction, right? The drug addiction. And so what we learn is when we isolated, when we are depressed, we have more chance to willing to take drug. But when we are socialized and we are out there and we have a good social life, we will not take new drug or do any bad thing. So that's why it's important. That is, those things relate to the thinking. If we be able to transform all those negative thinking into positive, this thing will eventually will disappear. Okay. Um, okay. Now we learn about depression by statistics. Okay. Everyone should know in the worldwide, there are 300 million people worldwide experience depression. The WHO, that means the World Health Organization, right? 2017, there were 300 million people. That's a lot of people in this world experience depression. That's a lot. But in the United States, right, between 12 to 17, in US only, 3.1 million people experience at least one major depressive episode in the past year. At least one. This is very it's a major number. Rebecca, what do you think about this number? Tell you. Becca, yeah.
I mean, I think it's a very large number, especially for like people that young.
Yeah.
Maybe social media or something like that has something to do with it, but it's definitely a really big number.
Mm. So what do you think for the young people? Like, it's what kind of factor they cause them to go into the depression?
Maybe the friends that they're hanging around, or
Mm.
possibly the social media that they have.
Mm.
If they're always looking at someone on social media that has a life they wish they had, that might cause them to be depressed because they think that it looks better than what they are currently in. If they don't have certain friends, or if they do have friends that aren't leading them on the correct path, that could lead to depression. If they have family issues, that could also lead to depression. I think there's a lot of different things, and they're also growing up, so they don't know themselves yet.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Kevin, are you there, Carl? Kevin? All right. Hung, are you there, Carl?
Yes, Ty.
Okay, good. Oh my goodness, I thought you disappeared.
I went to the restroom. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, that's okay. If you don't mind, you can turn on your video too if you want. All right. Why, for this young age right here, from 12 to 17, there is about 3.1 million people in US have at least one experience at least one major depressive episode in the past year, at least one. Why? What are the factor that could cause them to be depressed in your age? What do you think?
Maybe personal issues and like family issues.
Yeah. Can you give me an example?
Parents arguing.
Okay, that's a good one. That's really good one. That's important. And what about social media? What do you think?
Maybe like cyberbullying.
Oh yeah, that's right. Cyber bullying. That's very important. Yeah, that's good. That is one a good one. Um, John, are you there, John? John, Hung, are you there, Hung? Hmm. Oh my goodness. Aaron, what do you think?
Wait, yes.
Okay. You are John, right? John?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, I thought you disappeared. Okay, thank you.
All right, I just joined.
Okay, good. That's okay. Okay, did you see this thing here? The 3.1 million people between the age 12 to 17 in the US only have at least one major distress and depressive episode in the past year. What are the factors cause them depressed?
Factors maybe like issues at home or something,
Yeah.
and stress.
And what about school? What do you think?
That too, but I don't think it's like as much. Because
Really?
in my opinion, school, if you pay attention, it's really not that hard. You know.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay. Okay. Serena, what do you think? What about school?
What about school?
Yeah. Don't you think
Oh.
school also one of the factor cause the teenager to have depressed?
School, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of stress comes from school.
Such as, can you give me an example?
Of of what leading to depression, like school?
Yeah. No, what caused the teenager at school could lead to the depression?
A lot of school, maybe extra activities after school. Like a lot of their mental health can go down because of that.
Hmm. What about friend bully? What do you think that also one of the thing cause the kid to have depression?
Yeah.
Because some bully is a very problem right now, right? A lot of kids, because they don't know, they too young, they don't know, they don't recognize what is right and wrong, right? So they just bully, and it's harmful to the children. Um, um, so that and also schoolwork. Well, sometimes schoolwork it's okay. But if we hang out with the bad friend, right? This also causes the depression. What when we hang out with a bad friend, why it causes us to be depressed? Victor, Victor, are you there? Hung? Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, Victor. Why?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay. If at school, right, when we hang out with a bad friend, why those things cause us to be depressed in the future?
Could be mean to you. They could just like when you like tell them to do something, they just like not tell you to do it.
Is that a good thing to be hang out with the bad friend?
No.
Because we have a bad influence from them, right? They will make us to become bad. For example, can you define who are the bad friends?
People are just mean with you.
Yeah, you can give me some examples. Okay, that many kind of example. Okay, John, what do you think? Who are the bad friends, John?
Can you repeat the question again?
Who are the bad friends?
Bad friends, like people that encourage you to do bad things,
Such as?
like smoking, like fighting and stuff.
Okay, you rock, right?
Yes.
And eventually, why those things will lead could cause you to have some kind of depression.
Because it could get you into like trouble and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how to like, I don't have the right words for it.
Okay, thank you. I did. Okay. Tell me, can you help him?
So you're asking about bad friends, right? At first, I thought you were saying best friend, having a best friend, but you're saying having a bad friend.
Yeah, bad friend, not bad friend.
That's why I was confused. I was like, well, it seems like it'd be good. No, so a bad friend, because they're gonna lead you down, like they said, they're gonna lead you down the wrong path. So they're gonna get you into doing activities that you wouldn't normally do on your own. So, like he said, smoking or maybe drinking or doing vandalism or just not being nice to other people, being bullies. So you don't want to get involved with the wrong group because they're going to have you start doing stuff that's not in your personality. And then you're going to be sad and down on yourself for doing those activities because it's not
That's
stuff
good.
that you would normally do. So you're going to get depressed because you're going to feel the guilt and the shame of what you've done.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, basically, that friend will lead us into the wrong path, right? And eventually, if we commit any crime, we will be in jail. If we in jail, that means our future no more future. Do you know in this in the U.S., if we commit any kind of crime, especially criminal crime, once you commit it, that is for lifetime. Doesn't matter how smart you are and how educated you are in the future, no employer willing to accept you, will hire you. Does it make sense? Okay? This is very scary, and that will lead the person to become depressed for a long time because they cannot find any good job. They cannot make their own living. They cannot take care of their family, even though they want later on they want to become a good person, but it's already too late. Once we have the criminal record, it will become lifetime. Does it make sense to you, Serena? Right? You understand it? This is a very critical. If we commit crime, and that's it. Doesn't matter how smart we are, how good we are in the future, it's already too late. Okay, all right. You see that 8.7 of women have depression. Only 5.3% of men have depression. Becca, what do you think about this? Why the difference is so much different?
I honestly don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Basically, women have more, or the difference between men and women is women have the giving birth, right? That means reproduction. Men do not have. What does that mean? It means that women have more emotion than men. Emotion could be good and could be bad. And yesterday I asked this question in my class for the kids from fifth grade to a ninth grade, and they one kid he only fifth grade, but he be able to answer this beautifully. He said that women give birth, women take care of children. That means the mom take care of children, and uh, do a lot of things than men. That's why women have more emotional than men. That's correct. That is true, and that's why women have more more stress and depressed than men. That's true. Um, but what does that mean? It means that we should love our mother more than, well, I didn't say more than father, but father represents for love and kindness. Mother represents for compassion. That is the main thing. That's why um, we have to know that, right? So that is the difference. Does it make sense, right, Becca? That is important. It doesn't mean that we discriminate, but that is because the difference between the two. Okay. Median age of onset is 32.5 years old. Why this age is important? Not 30, not 25, not 40, but 32.5. This is the average age to have more, to have easily to have the depression. Why? Why this age is it's important? Anyone try? Mm. Okay. Hung, you want to try? Mira? Mm. Serena, do you want to try?
Try what?
Why the okay? You see that the median age of onset 32.5. Why the 32.5? This is the average age for the person to have a depression. Why this age, not younger, not older?
Um, I'm guessing because it's basically in the middle. I
Mm.
I think as you're older, it kind of just
Mm.
I don't know how to explain.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Tell me, what do you think?
So this surprises me because I would have assumed it would have been younger, like when you're in your teenage years. I would have thought it would have been higher there. But it makes sense because at the age of 32, that's when you're kind of expected to be, you're out of college, you're supposed to have your job, your career going. So if you've not met these kind of unrealistic expectations, you're supposed to be married and have a family. I mean, that's just what people project on you. None of it's really true.
Mm.
But you can fall into, if you've not accomplished those things like society's told you all your lives you're supposed to do, then you could fall into depression pretty easily. And
Mm.
also, that's the time age now where a lot of people are beginning their families because families are beginning at later ages now.
Mm.
And so, when you add the children on top of everything else, some people think having children is going to fix any kind of ongoing issues you have, but really, it just highlights any kind of problems.
Add more, right? Add more problems.
Yes. So that too. So having kids and then being at that age where you feel like you should be more accomplished than what you are, just through false expectations of society, though. So none of it's really true. It's just what people put on you, and then you put on yourself.
Okay. So at this age, just like you said, this person is about out of college, and they are the one who take care of their own family, children, their own family. Maybe they are the one who responsible for their all kind of payment, right? They have a lot of different debts, mortgage, housing, right? All those things, it add up. What happened? So it's a lot of responsibility. That's why it adds up for the depression easily. And also relationship, right? This is also a part of it. So what happened if we, especially in the COVID period, a lot of people depressed because they do not have job, right? What happened if they stay home and they have no job and they cannot be able to make a payment for their mortgage or whatever? This is tough. It's not easy. When things go well, it's okay. But life is not like that. It's up and down. But when we down, that will become very terrible. So the more responsibility we have, the more depressed we will. If we don't know how to, if we don't understand it and we don't understand the mind, how to recognize our own negative mind and transform it, you cannot be able to deal with it easily. You cannot be able to deal with it peacefully. Peacefully. Okay, that's why divorce also one of those sides. There are a lot of things going on, everything going on in this country. Well, not only this country, now it's worldwide. Anyway, it's not easy. Mm. Um, Suicide is the second leading cause of death among the age 10 to 34. That's a lot. That's a lot. Suicide. So, suicide for the young kid uh, to the adult, right? But because for the young kid, they don't know how to deal with the emotion. When they depressed, they don't know what to do, and they don't know how to express, and they stuck. They easily go with their own emotion. The suicide come from the negative thought, and they follow their own emotion. When we follow the emotion, when we based on the emotion to make the decision, this is the suicide come from. It's very dangerous. So when we be able to change our negative thought, then we can change our negative feeling easily. But usually the kids, they do not know this. And not only the kids, the old people too as well. They don't know how to deal with the emotion. And you know what? A lot of people who depressed, do you think that they admit that they have depression, Baker?
No, probably not.
No, they don't. That's why they try to hiding their emotion, and they don't want anyone to talk about it. And they are very sensitive. And when we know these people, we have to be very careful with our thinking and our saying, because we don't want to hurt their feelings. We have to be very careful. If we want to help them, we have to understand this first and help them with the patience and loving kindness and compassion. They need love. Okay, that is the most important. And the love they need, unconditional love. This is important. When we be able to, when we understand it and we be able to help them, we save one life. We save a person's life. This is important. In Buddhism, there are 3 different givens. You remember the 3 givens, Tammy?
Is it the greed, anger, and ignorance?
No. The given.
Oh, 3 different givings?
There are 3 types of given.
No, I don't remember 3 types of giving.
Okay, the first given is material given. Material given, they have 2 types of given, in external and internal. The external given, you can use your money or your labor to help others. That is called the external given. Internal given, it means that you can donate blood, organ, or whatever. That is called internal given. The internal given is harder than the external given. It's harder to give. It's not easy. External given, you can use money and give other people to help them. But the internal more important than the external. But it doesn't mean that we don't do the external. We do both. We do all. The second type of given is called fearless given. Do you know what is fearless given, Tammy?
No.
That means when the people who depressed, who rift, who are about to commit suicide, or who are ready down, right? They are emotional breakdown. We just come there and we just sit there and let them do the talk. We are the trash can. Let them roll whatever they roll in. It's okay. We take it with love and kindness and patience and listen to whatever they try to go to us. When we let them talk, they be able to deliver, they be able to express all their emotional feeling, the negative one. And you know what? They will feel good. They feel better. When they feel better, then we just according to whatever condition they have, we will give them the wise advice. So help them to gain positive view, to look in the positive way, not in the negative view. And that's how we can comfort them and make them be able to eventually let them be able to get out of that situation. So at the beginning, they might have a hopeless, right? They suffer so much. Once we be able to help them to get out this is called fearless giving. You give them the fearless. This is the most important giving about. Compared to the material, nothing can compare to this giving. Maker, you understand, right? This is called the fearless giving. Because this kind of giving, you can save a person's life. The material given, yeah, it's important, but not important. When you give, let's say somebody is hungry, you just give food to them. Yes, you can satisfy only for that moment. Yes, you can donate, but hopefully you can help someone. But for the fearless, you can be able to save a person's life. And they can be able to regain the confidence, they be able to move on with their life. This is important. That's why when we learn about the depression, we learn the bad thing and we learn the good thing. We understand the side, the symptom, the cause, and later on we learn about the negative, that means the cognitive distortion, and we will learn the good thing about it, how to convert all those things into positive. This will become our expertise of this thing. You can use this thing to help others. This is the tool that you can use to help others. You use the knowledge we have, use to help others. Instead of we seek for our own benefit. So this is the second given. The third given is we give the wise teaching, the wise advice to help others to avoid bad things. So they don't walk into the wrong path in their life. This is the best given of all three. Does it make sense to you, Tammy?
Yes.
Okay. So, Serena, do you understand so far?
Yeah.
Okay, go. So, suicide, well, whenever, if anyone in the family or anyone that you know, they have some kind of thought that I don't want to live, I want to kill myself, then there's nothing for me, worth it for me to live. Those kind of thought, this is the thought of a suicide. The pseudo, and it is the pseudo thought. The pseudo thought is very dangerous. One, it doesn't mean that they go into suicide, no. But if the more they think in that way, eventually it will lead in that way. So when we know someone like that, we have to pay attention, very special attention to them, and but we have to be very careful and sensitive to them, and give them advice, and hopefully help them to see the professional. Remember when we help this kind of people, we have to build the trust with them, because they only express the emotion to the one they trust, not to the one that they do not trust. If we be able to build the trust, we have to keep the trust. That means when they tell us, we have to respect their personal information. And we have to be very sensitive on that. and we always look after them, okay, to make sure they are well behaved. And well, this take a lot of time. You know what? I helped someone already in the past. My aunt, she had the depression. Uh, she cut all the all communication with other people. She did not want to go out, and she did not go to the market. She did not want to cook. She did not want to do anything. And you know what? She always sit at one place and ruminate. Ruminate, that means she keep saying to herself, and she keep imagine the thing is not happened yet, but she just imagine, and she just make up a story by her own. And you know what? When we say that you need to go and see the doctor, and she said, I don't have problem. Why do I need to go to the doctor? Helping these people is very tough, and we have to be very sensitive. And the way we help it, well, when we go to the doctor, we don't say that you have a problem, but we just communicate. We and the doctor communicated, and when they give the medication, they don't take the medication. What we do is we put into the water, and they don't even know that is a medication. That is also one of the way we can help. And you know what? They need attention. Well, that's why I went to my uncle house every weekend, and to hang out with my uncle and my aunts, and have lunch with them every week. About 8 years, almost 8 years. Be able to help her to walk. Now she almost back to 80% normal, 90% normal. It's not easy. So it takes time. It takes time, but it's worth it to help. Worth it to help. Nearly 50% of those diagnosed with depression also have anxiety disorder. Anxiety, that means worriness, right? We always worry things and fear. That also, and depression is very treatable, but 30% of adults receive nothing. So that means 35% of the adults they don't want to go to have a treatment because maybe they deny, right? They don't want it, and they don't even know they have depressed. They don't even know. So okay. Anyway, quickly, okay. Depression by number. Today I will go quickly here. 12 times having depression increase a teen likelihood commit suicide. That means if the teenager have depression, they have 12 times likely to commit suicide. It's a huge number. That's why when we take care of the kids, right, we have to be very careful and look a lot with care, right, and give them the most healthy environment, so they can grow with a healthy environment instead of the negative environment. That's how they be able to get out of the depression in the future. When I was a monk, no, before I became a monk, in 2016 I bought a house in California. I opened the class to teach the young kids with me, Buddhist class and a computer sometimes. I give them the good environment. That means when they come and learn with me, they learn very that means They pay attention. Well, they participated, but when the time for them to because we have the first period is for the Vietnamese class. After that, 15-minute break. So when for the break time, you know what they do? They run. Oh man, I have 14 or 15 kids. You think that they run? Almost my house is almost collapsed. But it's okay. It's okay. I let them have fun. It's okay. That's fine. As long as they behave well. Okay. So they play hide and seek, seek and hide, whatever, right? Um, and they and after that we have a Buddhist class, and then let them see some of the video. And after Buddhist class, we have dinner together. The parent and the children together, more than about almost 25 people. And we set up 3 tables, the long table, to fit for all. So we have a great family dinner every week. So the parents came to my house, and they are the one who prepare food for the children. It's about almost 2 years for that. And I give them all the environment is very healthy. And you know what? When I became, I decided I want to become a monk. I love everything. I sell the house. I sold the house. I move on. And on the day I remember July 15. That is the day. It's on Sunday, July 15. I went to I use the train. I go by train. I went to the train station, and a lot of parents and children, they come with me, and to say for the last time. After I go, you know what? They cry a lot, and there was one of the kids. He was ninth grade at that time. I was on the train at 6:30 in the evening, and around 11 p.m. at that on that day, and well, there are 3 siblings in that family, and the oldest one is he asked his father, "Can you call Uncle Long? Right? Yeah, I want to talk to him." And when he called me, I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "I miss you so much. I want to go to your house." I said that, "Oh, wow. My house is no longer going to belong to me." It belongs to someone else. But his saying is very beautiful. What does that mean? It means that he not pointing on the house, but he pointing on the environment that we give. That's important. When we give the environment positively, when they grow up, even though they walk, if they make any kind of mistake in the future, those in positive environment will trigger them, will help them not to walk on the wrong path. This is important. Right, Tammy? Yeah.
Yes, completely.
Okay, I think we can stop right here. Any question you want to ask before we start? Today, I hope this kind of teaching is it's not too boring, right? Becca?
No, it's not boring. I like it.
Maybe the young kids they do not have enough knowledge to understand this thing. They don't see the value yet, but it's okay. But whoever have the knowledge to understand this will become the valuable lesson in the future. Serena, you enjoy the class?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, go. All right. Okay. So we no question. Question. Okay. Serena, go ahead, read it.
May every living being, our minds as one and radiant with light, share the fruits of peace with heart of goodness, luminous and bright. If people hear and see how hands and hearts can find in giving unity, may their minds awake to great compassion, wisdom and to joy. May kindness find reward. May all who sorrow leave their grief and pain. May this boundless light break the darkness of their endless night. Because our hearts are one, this world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay, I wish to see you next week. Thank you.
Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Cảm ơn thầy.
Yeah,